Okay, it says that I am live. So just let me check and see how live I am. I don't know. Thank God for two phones.
I just found her. And
Hold on, y'all. Trying to see if Facebook is going to be gentle. Yes, it is. On this phone, it's going to be gentle. So, I can't see who's here on my Android. I might be able to see who's here on my iPhone. So, if you're here, say something so I can give you a shout out. So, tonight's topic is on parasites. If you listen to social media will have you believing that everybody has parasites. Everybody do not have parasites. All right? Let's get that straight. Everybody, hey y'all, everybody don't have parasites. And this looks like it might be delayed. So let me just go to Zoom so I can see. All right, now I can see. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. Tonight's topic is on parasites. So if you listen to social media, um, there's a lot of talk on parasites. And if you listen as keenly as I listen, it will make you believe that you got parasites. Everybody has parasites. That's not the case at all. Everybody don't have parasites. Not everybody. So what are parasites? Parasites are organisms that live on or in a host and get its nutrients from the host. That's what parasites are. But it's certain ways and things that we as humans do that will be an opportunity for parasites to enter our body. So I want to talk about that. Now, what I will say is this. If anybody believes that they have parasites, I highly suggest that you get the test done first. Because there are natural products on the market that are out there, and they will say parasite cleanse. And you will hear it's in the right proportions for you to take. I say get a parasite test. If you try, and they may give you some information. I'm trying to be safe with this. Give you some information on how to create your own parasite cleanse. I'm going to say this. If you are not a naturopathic practitioner, holistic practitioner, or someone who has been trained and very knowledgeable in plant-based medicine, I suggest you don't try it because it can do more harm to your organs if you do not have no parasites. I hope y'all get what I'm saying. A lot of information out there. So I picked selected topics to talk about on this based on stuff I'm hearing and watching on social media. I was like, it's sort of misleading a little bit. It can be very misleading a little bit because everybody don't have parasites. They don't. So let's go over some of the symptoms. Now, the symptoms that I'm going to go over, you may say, well, Carolyn, that's not just with parasites, it's with other conditions too. That's true. So I'm going to just answer some of those questions before you put them out there. Bloating is one. Constipation, diarrhea, fatigue, abdominal discomfort. That could just be from a stomach ache, but we're talking about parasites. Unexplained weight loss. That could be a person that has another condition, another strong condition that would cause unexplained drastic weight loss. Itching around the anus. Now, let's talk about that. Don't laugh. Itching around the anus, that's a clear sign. Parasitic activity. And that would be pinworms. Clear sign, parasitic activity, pinworms. Nutrient deficiencies. I got my scarf on my head, y'all. And I got to get my hair done tomorrow. I've been rocking this for a minute. Next, remember a little while ago I talked about getting tested. And there's a reason why I say getting tested. So let's go over some of those tests for medical diagnosis. Now, because I brought up medical diagnosis, let me put this out there. This is my disclaimer, everybody, I am not a MD. I'm not a medical doctor. I am not. I am not a doctor of osteopathic medicine. I am not. I am not a doctor yet. However, I am a licensed healthcare provider and a homeopathic practitioner, and I practice plant-based medicine. So I am a licensed healthcare provider, homeopathic practitioner, and I practice natural-based, plant-based medicine. So I'm legal in that sense. So any information that I provide to you, as well as I'm an educator, which y'all all know, any information that I provide to you, what I suggest that you do is research what I'm saying. And I'm going to always put this out there. Research exactly the information that I give. If I'm giving you something that's beneficial to you, I want you to go to your PCP, your primary care provider, or whoever your healthcare provider is, and talk about it with them. Discuss it with them. And I'm very big on this. Health is a very, very big thing. And if you're not paying attention to your health, you should be. Don't leave it in the hands of other people. Leave it in your hands. So any information that I give you, what I want you to do is talk it over with your primary care provider, your PCP, or whoever your healthcare provider is. Okay? So, stool and ova, parasite test. You can get a parasite test from your stool. You can request it. You get an antigen test or a PCR test. You can request it. So anytime I say any test information that I give you and I say you can request it, that means I want you to go to your doctor and say, hey doc, I would like to have these tests scheduled. And they're going to ask you why. You tell them why. They may say, you don't need that test. You can clearly say, I want that test. You can clearly say that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's something called patient rights. If you don't know what your rights are, you are at a loss. Know your patient rights. Not enough people know their rights as patients. not enough people take control of their health as patients. Too many people put their 100% faith, all in all, into the hands of the medical industry and the providers that has taken the Hippocratic oath to take care of us. And something be lacking. All right? Blood tests. You can request it. Stool panels. You can request it. Those are just a few of the tests that you can request to take if you feel as though you have any of the symptoms that I mentioned. Now, if you have itching around the anus, I'm going to say this because not everybody take care of that area well. So, if you are one of those people that don't take care of that area well, make sure that you do the hygiene thing, which you should be doing on a regular basis. Take care of the hygiene thing, and if you still have the anal itching, you may have a pinworm. You may have a pinworm. I'm going to let that sit right there. I'm going to let it sit. There's more I wanted to say, but I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to just let what I said sit right there. Get the test. All right? Now, I'm going to go over that later because I don't want y'all to like jump to, I don't want y'all jumping ahead. All right. Let's talk about transmission. How do parasites enter the human body? There's several ways. Food, soil, animals, water, insects, and person to person. Those are ways. So let's go into detail, and I'm going to start with food first. All right? Let's start with food first. Because like I said, not everybody has parasites. But you can always request a test with your primary care provider or your healthcare, whoever your healthcare provider is. So let's talk about food first. It's going to be undercooked or raw food. Let's go over I have 4 main ones for you. There's others, but I'm giving you the 4 main ones so I can just keep this a little tight. Pork, undercooked or raw pork that you eat, you will ingest specific tapeworms. Specific tapeworms. Beef, that's all tapeworm species. We're talking about undercooked or raw meat. Beef, that is all tapeworm species. You know how you have, and I've seen this, people order medium rare steak, and then when the chef or the cook bring it out, you see the blood running in it because that meat is not 100% cooked, like fully cooked. It's medium rare. I don't see how people can eat that anyway. Freshwater fish, undercooked or raw, those are liver flukes. If you have no idea what these parasites look like, what I strongly suggest you do is you can do one or two things. You can go to the library, get the book, and look it up. Better yet, because everybody got a freaking smartphone, look it up on your smartphone. Look it up on your smartphone. You can go to Google Images and look it up on your smartphone. And type in Gordia, Schismosa, type in tapeworm, flukeworm, type in worms. You know how some people say, oh, everybody got worms in them. They're talking about parasites. They're talking about parasites. Everybody got worms in them. They're talking about parasites. And a lot of people say, well, when people transition and they pass away, you see all these worms coming out of them. Did they have parasites in them before they transitioned? Don't know. Wild game. This is another one for everybody that likes to go hunting, killing wild animals. Remember, we're talking about undercooked or raw meat. Last one I'm giving is raw game. Let me see. Hold on. This one is going to be various parasites. Raw game. Oh, okay. This one is going to be various parasites with raw game. Alright, it's being nice, but it's jumping. I don't understand that. I don't know why it's jumping. Alright. Next is going to be unwashed produce. Now, we are supposed to wash our fruits and vegetables before we consume them, for a whole lot of reasons other than parasites. Mainly because of any toxins or chemicals that is sprayed on the fruits and vegetables when they are in the ground, before they are picked up. All right? So unwashed fruits and vegetables that is contaminated, with soil, manure, fertilizer, contaminated irrigation water, and poor hand washing hygiene. Everybody don't wash their hands as frequent as they should. Everybody don't wash their hands in the specific hand washing protocol that they should. You just go to the sink, put some soap, maybe not, and use cold or hot water, whichever one you choose. Everybody doesn't use the proper protocol for proper hand washing. If you do, you keep doing it, because you're doing it the right way. Next is contaminated water. Contaminated water is a way for parasites to enter the human body system. Now let's talk about, so we talked about uncooked meat, uncooked or raw meat. I gave you specifics. Contaminated water, I gave you another one. Why is this jumping? I don't know. It's just jumping. Animals and pets is another way. This is number 3 of parasites entering the human body, human host. Now, when it comes to animals and pets, you have people and pet lovers. I'm right there with you. Right there, because I'm a pet lover too. But you do have pet lovers that like to take their dogs to the doggy park. Nope. Why would you do that? Why would you take your pet to the doggy park where other pets are? You don't know where them pets been at to be taking them to the doggy park? Nope. There's one. Number 2, you see other people's pets. They walking their dog, and here you go, oh, he's so cute. She's so cute. Don't touch nobody's pets. You don't know where them pets been. Everybody who has a pet, do not take their pet to the vet on a regular basis. Do not take their pets to the groomers on a regular basis. I got 3. Me and Tara. Tara has 1, I has 2. They're all Australian Doodles. They go to the veterinarian on a regular basis. Let something go wrong. They go to the vet on a regular basis. They get groomed every month. They go into the groomers every month. They don't go to the doggy park. We ain't playing that. And we ain't walking them in strange places. They got a nice backyard. Run and play around in that yard. All right. Pet feces. That's why they got doggy bags. They got doggy bags to pick up the pet feces. Litter boxes for all you cat lovers. You should be using gloves when you're changing your kitty litter box. If you let your kitty run outside, why? Because when your kitty come back in the house, guess what? You should be giving your kitty a bath. Because you don't know where they been. Running around in the street chasing other kitties. Your little kitty come back home because they know how to find home. Give them a bath. If you had your little kitty declawed, they shouldn't be out in the street anyway. Running around. Farm animals is another way. Handling animals, especially other people's animals, and then you go and you want to get something to eat and you don't wash your hands. That's another way. Hand washing is very paramount, whether you are touching animals or not. Number 4, soil exposure is another way parasites enter the host, is through soil exposure. I know it's late, y'all, and here I am doing this live late. Gardening without gloves. For everybody that loves to garden, you want to get in your garden and grow some flowers and grow some plants and grow some food, you should have on gloves. Walking barefoot on contaminated soil. Now, let's talk about walking barefoot on contaminated soil. I'm going to ask y'all this. Is the ground we walk on contaminated? Yes or no? Is the ground we walk on, no matter where we walking, is it contaminated or not? Children playing in dirt. For all you play date mommies, you letting your little kid play in some freaking sandbox? Who else was in the sandbox other than your little angel? Who else was in the sandbox other than your little angel playing in the sandbox? And I have on here areas where human or animals can contaminate the soil. You got some nasty human. I almost said something. You have some nasty humans out here in the world who feel like they have no place else to defecate. So they will defecate wherever they see fit. That contaminates the soil. That contaminates the ground. People walking their dog in front of your house. And they let their dog do their business on your property. Number 1, did they pick it up with the doggy bag? Maybe, maybe not. Number 2, did you, the homeowner, go out there with some sparkling hot water and clear the area off? You may say, Carol, I ain't doing that. Most people don't. Only people that do that is people that got a freaking obsession like me. If you don't have that obsession, you ain't gonna do it. You're not. Number one, two, three, four. Number five. I'm gonna wrap this up. Number five. Household settings. Household settings is primarily pinworms and certain protozoa. Pinworms, parasites, protozoa, parasites. So household settings is primarily going to be pinworms and protozoa. Okay? Poor hygiene. There's number one. Not everybody is clean. Not everybody takes showers. Not everybody take baths. Not everybody hit and miss. Not everybody do the hygiene thing. Like not everybody brush their teeth either. Not everybody wash their face. Not everybody wash their front, back. Not everybody do the head to the toe thing. Poor hygiene. Some people skip days, skip weeks, maybe only once a week, maybe once a month. Not everybody hygiene is right up there with oxygen, where it's highly needed, right? Shared surfaces. It's another way. Shared surfaces. Daycare and school settings. Daycare. School settings. That's number three. Number four, contaminated bedding or clothing. That means you've been around somebody, or your child has been around somebody that was contaminated. Number six, insects. Mosquitoes lead to malaria, but that's outside the country. That don't happen in the United States. It happened outside the country. Sandflies, kissing bugs. Kissing bugs, that's within the United States. Kissing bugs is definitely in the United States. Mosquitoes, malaria, primarily when it comes to parasites outside the United States. Kissing bugs inside the United States. Sandflies, a little bit of both. Now I want to give you prevention steps. I'm going to give you these prevention steps, but then I'm going to give you what herbs that supports parasite cleanse. That's the best way I could put it. Is herbs, and y'all know I'm big on plant medicine. Herbs that supports parasite cleanse. Okay? Prevention steps: cook your meats thoroughly. I don't eat beef and I don't eat pork, so for everybody that do, make sure that you cook your meats thoroughly. Make sure that you wash your vegetables thoroughly, your fruits and your vegetables thoroughly. Separate your raw foods from your cooked foods. If you're traveling, use filtered or treated water. I'm gonna say this. There was this was some years ago. There was this group of people. I'm gonna say that. There was this group of people who went to another country, and some of the people that went to this country, I personally knew them. The whole crew came back sick. Everybody came back sick. And I believe they all had to go to the doctor. Be careful when you going out to these other countries. So make sure that you're drinking filtered or treated water. If you can, get bottled water. Avoid swallowing lake or stream water. For all you people that like to go out and you want to go skinny dipping, not that you would do it in the wintertime, but as soon as the summertime hit, it start getting warm, you want to go skinny dipping in some freaking lake somewhere. Be careful not to swallow the water that's in it. Wash hands frequently. I talked about that enough. Clean your kitchen tools thoroughly. Clean your kitchen tools thoroughly. Steaming hot water. Use gloves for gardening, because we talked about that. Take your pet, if you are a pet lover and you never have taken your pet to the vet, why not? Why not? Do you pay pet insurance? Some people think pet insurance is a scam. I'm gonna tell y'all this story real quick. I was paying pet insurance for both my Australian Doodles, and I paid for years. And then one of my Australian Doodles, I have two boys. Well, actually I have three because I count Tara's too. And Tara counts my two. Anyway, one of them had to have surgery because his little private parts didn't distend. And when he was 6-7 weeks old, the vet said I needed to get him surgery, and I kept putting it off. But I'm like, he's gonna be fine. In the meantime, I had the pet insurance, and then it was a year later. The vet said you need to get him this surgery. I said okay. So I scheduled my pet Australian Doodle, to get the surgery, because if he didn't get the surgery, his private parts was going to turn into because they didn't distend, and because they didn't distend, there was a chance it was going to become a tumor, and I didn't want that for him. So he gets the surgery. Now I had, and I'm gonna say this company. I had Embrace Pet Insurance. I called them up. I sent my claim in. I sent the receipt in of what I paid for my doodle to have the surgery. They told me they're not going to reimburse me. And I said, well, why not? They said, because it was more like a wellness surgery. And I was like, no, you don't understand. The vet said that it was a surgery that was very necessary for him to have. And if he didn't have it, it was going to turn into a tumor. Strictly from the vet. You could call the vet, you could ask the vet. They said, well, we Embrace Pet Insurance, we say it wasn't a necessary surgery. I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I've been paying y'all pet insurance every month, like clockwork, for years. So this is what I want y'all to do. Cancel the freaking pet insurance. Remove my bank account information off your records. They said, when do you want it to become effective? I was like, right now as I'm talking to you. So from that point on, I look at pet insurance is a scam. Because the same amount of money that I'm giving them, that I was giving them for pet insurance, that's the same amount of money I could just keep in my bank account in case my puppies need to go to the vet or have some other type of surgery or have another emergency. Tara's pet, her Australian Doodle, one time he broke his leg. When you take your pet to, I know I'm off topic, but I'm going to get to the point because I'm almost wrapping this up anyway. when you take your pet to a urgent care center, you got to have $1,000 before they even look at your pet. So, are you pet lovers that's taking your pets for doggy walks in a dog park? You should be taking your pet to the vet, because you like taking your little pet to the doggy park, and you don't know what's out there. Now I'm gonna tell you another story. There was this guy who took his dog to the doggy park, and at the doggy park, there's other people there with their pets. This man let somebody else's dog lick his face. Why would he do that? I don't know. And the man ended up in the hospital, face all messed up. Be careful. Don't be petting other people's pets. Stop taking your dogs to these freaking doggy parks. You don't know what's there. Don't know. Now I want to go back to what's on my first page. And I want to give you herbs for parasite cleanse. Now, because I'm giving you herbs for parasite cleanse, I'm going to also say this disclaimer. Any information I give you about these herbs for parasite cleanse, I highly suggest that you talk it over with your primary care physician. Your primary care physician or your healthcare provider may say, hey, you don't need a parasite cleanse. You say, hey, I want to be tested for parasites. That's how that's going to go. Now, herbs for parasite cleanse, I'm going to say herbs for parasite support. Excuse me. I correct myself. Herbs for parasite support. I'm going to say wormwood. And some of these may be in your kitchen. Garlic and clove. You probably already have clove in your kitchen. You probably already have garlic in your kitchen. And black walnut hull. That's Hull, everybody. So those are just some of the herbs that are for parasite support. And that's the end of my little talk on parasites. I hope that y'all have gotten some valuable information out of the topic of discussion on parasites. Not everybody have parasites. Not everybody. And it all depends on what you're putting into your system, as I have already said. Be careful about what you're putting into your system. Know what you're putting into your system. A lot of people eat meat in not well cooked, or half cooked, or medium rare, whatever way they want to put it. But be careful with that. Be very careful with that. You know, as humans, we eat other animals. Putting it raw, as humans, we eat other animals. But these animals that are being slaughtered, you don't know where they originate from, what process they went through, what manufactured process they have went through. You don't know. You don't know how they were fed to be fattened up, to be slaughtered, to be killed for the cycle of life. So, I have enjoyed sharing this information with you, and I will see you on my next video. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, as always, put your comments in there. If you have any questions, ask your questions, and I will answer them to the best of my knowledge that I have. Take care, everybody, and I will see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.